What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at Regal Chevrolet in Lakeland, Florida, bringing you the all-new 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe four-wheel drive, your RST in your black. Fully redesigned for the large SUV from the ground up. This is your street-inspired trim. First time with the independent rear suspension that's going to give more cargo, about 10 inches more leg room than the previous generation. This is shorter than a Chevy Suburban, new technology, new turbo diesel 3.0 liter. Today's performance is back with the V8 naturally aspirated 5.3 liter, 355 horsepower with 383 pound-feet of torque. This has your dynamic fuel management paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission and getting you 16 to 20 mpgs. We're going to go over all the specs and details starting now. The new platform changes start in the fascia. You're going to start with your LED headlights. This is a triple beam look and it integrates into your side fenders and underneath that hood, giving that large grille more of a bigger, bolder style. And that's the name today. Big and bold. That's what we're going to go with because that's exactly what you're getting with this traditional double lines that's going to be behind the Chevrolet badging. And I like the iconic look that they keep for the Tahoe. Your LED daylight running lights integrate into your side curtains. Functional vents giving a width of 81 inches. Ground clearance, even though you have a little bit going on here, 8 inches. You don't have to worry about speed bumps in that perspective. Big and bold with a height of 75.9 inches, upper and lower active air shutters. When you're going at higher speed, they will shut for better aerodynamics. Lower speeds, they'll open up to cool off that engine. Keeping those clean lines on the hood, the original long look, handsome boxy styling, 22-inch black and chrome fuel wheels with the red brake calipers, and I like the setup because we have the RST badging. The Tahoe will be blacked out as well, so it's really going to give detail to these wheels and the brake calipers. The length has been stretched to 210.7 inches with the wheelbase at 120.9 inches. A modern touch down the side with the clean lines, keeping that traditional box style large SUV image. And I like that we have everything with the high gloss black polish because it really does set a different tone on the side. You have your running boards, so it makes it easy to get in and out of the vehicle. Clean rear window trim that goes all the way around your wraparound, revised LED brake lights, and I like the Chevrolet badging in between, and your spoiler lip that tucks that windshield wiper underneath, giving that luxury essence. The rear window, it looks like it wraps around the whole vehicle because of the side pillar structure. No light bar, so it really emphasizes that Chevrolet badging in between, and the Tahoe blacked out. RST badging, luxury keeps going down through the center, so you really can't see your front and reverse parking sensors. You do have a 360-degree reverse camera. You have your dual exhaust, they're blacked out on the side. We're set with a power liftgate, best in class, for cargo going inside at 25.4 cubic feet behind the third row. It's more flat because of that new independent suspension and platform. Put the third row down at a 60-40 fold to get 57.2 cubic feet, maxing to 122.9 cubic feet of storage. Let's go inside this V8 and hear that exhaust note. The redesigned Tahoe adds just the right formula to the exterior. It's bold, it's big, keeps that iconic Chevrolet Tahoe we've all known. But is this the large family SUV you're looking for? Does the sports styling add up to the Tahoe badging? Does it give you the confidence? Because it does have the safety with the automatic emergency braking, forward collision alert, front pedestrian braking, follow distance indicator. Let me know what you think in the comments of the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe RST as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside this Chevrolet Tahoe RST, you're going to be getting 42.3 inches of headroom, 44.5 inches of legroom, jet black with the victory red piping and contrast stitching, leather bucket seats, heated for the front 10-way power adjustments. You're going to have a clean dashboard setup. I like that. When you get into the different tiers of Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac, it's going to change. It does have the largest in class 15-inch heads-up display. We don't have it in this model with the turn-by-turn navigation that would be in it. It would show you your safety settings, incoming calls, etc. There's no more steering column knob. Now you have a push and pull gear selector, which I think is pretty easy and something that you will get used to. At the beginning, it feels a little different and odd, but as I've been driving the vehicle, it actually becomes really simple, and you have a storage on the other side, and in between it, you have your 10.2 diagonal infotainment touchscreen. We do not have navigation. However, you do have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Amazon Alexa is on board for the first time, HD radio, Sirius XM, Bluetooth connectivity with streaming audio. 9 speakers from Bose premium sound system. Going down with your dual climate control settings, you have a USB and a USB-C at 12 volt. You have your wireless charging pad, cup holders. You can fit 16.9 ounce water bottle with no problem. You can fit maybe a 32 ounce cup. You have a little storage here for a small cell phone or your key fob, and here's the Chevrolet Tahoe key fob. It has some weight to it as well because of the aluminum right here, and it just really does set a nice tone. Opening up in here, you got more storage, a USB, a USB-C, and a SD card reader. For the elbows, it's soft on both sides. Your leather wrapped steering wheel, it's heated, multi-function. You got buttons on the back. That's for your audio sound system to turn up and down or change the tracks. It doesn't have any paddle shifters. To change the gears, you have to go to that gear selector and actually push the buttons. So it might get a little bit used to it maybe later on, but for towing purposes, I think it'll work out pretty good. For the door panel, I like that red victory contrast stitching. They got the carbon fiber look with the brush aluminum look as well. One touch up and down for all the windows. Storage in the door panel, it's a 2-tier. You can fit a larger cell phone, a smaller tablet, probably 5 or 6 16.9 ounce water bottles. And that's the thing about this Tahoe. It has so much room all over the cabin. So the new platform and the design that they've implemented inside has really made it more user-friendly, and even if you're going to use it as a work truck, you could still do that. Panoramic moonroof to go into your second row. Let's check it out. For the second row, 38.9 inches of headroom, 42 inches of legroom. Because the car has been stretched out with the new platform and that independent rear suspension, I could feel the space even in the second row. I like the fact that they do offer, we don't have it in this one, a sliding center console for the front. It actually will move back about 10 inches, making it easier for your cup holders, your third climate control, your heated seats, and your 2 USB-C ports with your home plug. Also giving you storage space that will hide bags or anything that you want inside the front, which is super cool. These seats do recline back, and they also adjust forward and backwards, which is a nice little setup. You do have storage behind both of the front seats. For the elbows, soft on both sides. The panoramic moonroof, I wish it came back a little bit. I do like that the air vents are stationed all around the roof. Door panel look, I like the contrast stitching in red, the carbon fiber look, and the brush aluminum look. One touch up and down. Storage, you can fit at least 3 to 4 16.9 ounce water bottles, and you got it cased with that Bose stereo sound system. Let's move the seat forward so we can see how I look in the third row. For the third row, I'm at 38.2 inches of headroom, 34.9 inches of legroom. What I've done is move the seat all the way forward like I was saying, and I moved the other one all the way back and recline. Because of that extra 10 inches of added space, because we have an independent rear suspension and a new platform, 3 adults my size can fit pretty much without too many issues. You do have a cup holder on each side, an area for a small phone, and a USB port. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, I sit a little bit more down. Headroom is perfectly fine. Legroom, there's nothing really in front of me, so I feel like I have more space. Shoulder space, however, I will be rubbing shoulders between the 2 occupants. The nice thing about this design is if you're only fitting 2 adults my size, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. Going over your tech, I have it set for the wireless Apple CarPlay. You can scroll through your navigation. And click back into it. You do have wireless Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot as well. Slide over, You have your Sirius XM and your My Chevrolet. You can click into your climate control. Here is where you can change everything for even the third row for your tri-climate control. Easy, quick icons here on the bottom. Camera settings, it is the best in class. You have a total of 9 different settings you can do, so you can see pretty much everything. We're gonna just go through it a little quick so that way you can just see it. And I like the fact that you can turn off the 360 camera or you can turn it back on. So that is pretty cool. You do have your trajectory, so it does make it easy. I have it set for the toe. Now we have it off. Now we have it turned back on. You can see it for the front sensors as well. You have your trailering, which is a pretty cool little setup. Just click in to get started. You have a checklist that you can go over everything, which makes it easier for you if you are trailering. You also have your trailer profile where you can add your trailer and it will count how many miles and whatnot. So that way you can tell for servicing situations on your trailer, and it will tell you any maintenance alerts. Clicking back into your home, and I like how everything is super easy and intuitive. You don't really have to do much because you have these quick icons here, or you can just go into your Apple CarPlay. Taking the all-new 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe RST, and this is the street-inspired designing on the exterior, and I like that they have the upgraded wheels because me personally, I have 22-inch wheels on one of my SUVs, and I think that it just makes it a unique styling, and it just sets it apart from other SUVs, especially if people buy something similar to what you already own. So I do like that. I wish that this did have navigation, but you do have the Apple CarPlay, and it is wireless. And the way the navigation and the way the infotainment system sets, it actually is pretty close to you. And I like that it's pretty much at a 90-degree angle because for touching purposes, everything is right there spot on. The steering wheel feels ultra soft as well. It does have a little bit of weight to it, which is something that I do like because you will be able to feel anything if there's something wrong with your tires, and because these are upgraded wheels, you definitely want to feel that. Naturally aspirated V8s are always a delight in any of my reviews, especially anything in this category. 383 pound-feet of torque. You got a nice throaty exhaust. It does feel super wide and super long, and you do feel higher up. That hood line does make it easy, and I really do feel a lot more luxurious with the proportion layout. I like the fact that we do have blind spot monitoring too, because it is a bit of a longer vehicle. Even when you're looking through it on the rear view, it still seems like it's almost another country that you're looking back at. But the fact of the matter is it's so smooth, and this is something that you're wanting for a large family SUV, something that has all that space. And the best part is, look, stopping, you don't have to worry about anything. The stopping on it grabs really good. Turn radius at more or less a stop. I'm assuming at least 3 lanes, and that's more, well, that's actually pretty dynamic, about 2.5, giving it some throttle. This is the best part. Naturally aspirated V8, and because this has the dynamic fuel management, it's going to switch from a 2-cylinder to an 8-cylinder with 17 different patterns to get you optimal gas consumption, and that's why it takes a little bit of a hesitation, but when it goes, it just goes and guns. The nice thing, super quiet, you don't feel any bumps, the suspension holds itself really well, and the car just glides over everything. 10-speed automatic transmission. Anytime you hit over 2-3 RPM, you got that throaty note. Has enough power to get you what you need. You can do your trailering. Now there is 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle, because anything more than that, I'd be buying it. So the 3 things that I like about the vehicle: the new platform it sits on, I feel like they really optimize space everywhere. I mean, storage is great because, as everyone knows, prior generations, the cargo sets up a bit. That independent suspension for the rear does set a different tone for your storage. The second thing that I like is the fact that visibility, I can see all the way to nearly the 3rd row, which is awesome. I do have blind spot monitoring. This vehicle is well over 200 inches, and you can still see that far. That's pretty good. Windows are nice and large too. The third thing that I like is the ground clearance. Because we're so high up, it really helps the whole layout for the suspension. You just feel very good and enclosed without any imperfections. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle is the fact that they do have a lot of fake buttons, meaning they're just empty buttons. I wish they didn't put them in some of the areas that they put. They do have a lot of buttons too, so it kind of goes every which way. I know that's 2 things, but we're gonna count it as 1. The second thing that I dislike is they have really good materials, and then on the lower trims or sometimes on the higher trims, they're putting like a harder plastic material that just sits it out and you're like, why did you do that? Because it's so luxurious, and then you just like forgot about that component. The third thing, no navigation in the infotainment. I get it, a lot of people use their cell phones these days, but I still like to use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto with a navigation in the system. So this is something, because of the price point of which we're at, I feel like luxury car, you should be able to get that regardless with all of your safety features included. As for driving it on a long journey, I don't see any issues with that. I like the fact that you do have pretty much all the updated tech, so you don't have to even be concerned in buying something new for a long time. As for dynamics of the vehicle, it's going to feel more boaty because it is a longer vehicle. As for the steering, I like that it has some weight to it because you're going to actually feel the dynamics in the steering wheel. It's not going to feel like it's an artificial type of steering wheel, so that is good. And even if you need to get in between things, it feels like it's wider than it is. However, you can still fit because the width is not overly wide. It just feels like that because of how much space you have inside. The side view mirrors are also wide enough so you do feel like you're in a larger vehicle. So I do like the fact that they're not making everything ultra small. The same thing with the steering wheel. It's not a small steering wheel design, so it makes you realize that, hey, you know what, you're in a larger SUV. We're going to take this back to Regal Chevrolet in Lakeland, Florida, go over the reverse camera and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have trajectory, and I like the fact that everything is super clean and it uses the full screen. So it gives you those luxury amenities and makes it very easy for reversing. I like to thank Regal Chevrolet here in Lakeland, Florida for giving us this 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe RST for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button, check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Ride.